Why was I so convinced finding this android was such a good thing? Why was I putting myself in danger like this? A lot of times I felt like I was an airplane circling the landing strip waiting for clearance, waiting for a purpose. Maybe I was Alex, android hunter. No, that didn't make sense. Alex, soul survivor hunter? Still not right. She was beautiful. Masterful creation. Smooth plastic skin, slick curves, and a perfectly sculpted face that reminded me of one of the anime girls on Claudio's shirt.
What do you see? Anything interesting?
She's incredible.
Incredible?
Can I not talk to any of... Wait, I can leave? No, I can't leave. Crash Bandicoot. Oh, invisible mode.
Hello, Alex. My favorite soul. I must thank you for coming to retrieve me.
What's happening?
I imagine you are wondering who I am, why I know your name, and where we are going. I think it is necessary that I first introduce myself. I am the Essentia 2000. I am an android, made from 2-part epoxy resin and melamine. My consciousness is natural, but my physical form is man-made. I exist in all realities simultaneously, and can account for all parallel versions of my soul. Now, for the question that is burning away at you the most. How do I know your name? You and I have met time and time again. We are soulmates, in the true sense of the word. This is the part where you say,
I've never met you before.
Silently add,
Except in my dreams.
this can and will be explained. Many months ago, you had the pleasure of making the acquaintance of a Miss Semi Park. Semi had begun the process of leaving her physical form behind. When you met her, she had already made up her mind to leave her body and enter into the place between places, the soul space.
Okay, that would seem to be in line with what we saw Superb Pudding typing on onism.com. But also, it's important to note that the Essentia is probably lying about a lot of stuff.
You disrupted her transition. Shortly after, you witnessed 2 soul survivors taking her away. Those 2 entities were that 2/3 of her soul that had transitioned. 2 injured parts that hadn't begun to heal. Now you are thinking,
How can you possibly know all this?
I was there. I am Semi, and Semi is me. When one soul leaves a reality, another can freely enter. The only requirement necessary is having some relation to the departing soul, whether it's being a parallel version of the departing, or having an emotional connection to the departing. When Semi left your reality, I entered. Before that, this physical form was destroyed, captured, and held prisoner by the 2 entities that you just defeated in combat. Ever since then, I had tried to return, but as my physical form still held trace amounts of my consciousness, I had to wait until Semi, this reality's version of me, died or escaped into the soul space. Upon her voyage into the void, I entered, and I followed you home. I lived with you for weeks as I gained my strength.
Okay, so right now, the Essentia, this robot, is claiming to have been the white soul survivor that was living in Alex's living room.
Finally, I was able to appear to you and guide you to the radio tower. I needed you to find my physical form so that I could speak with you.
But what did...
Bella's record have to do with my physical form?
I am glad to see you are keeping up with all of my robotic exposition.
Oh, cool, she acknowledges it.
I am the Essentia 2000. I am Sammy Park. I am Oda Kreutzer.
Who?
Bayless Albert.
Who?
Sergei Yamama.
Who the hell?
I am Bella Wild, Beta Himura, and many more.
I don't know about that.
But
I do not mean to imply that I go by all of these names and that I happen to share the name of 2 women in your life. I am explicitly saying that I am them, and they are me.
you're gonna have to explain how this is all possible.
First, I will begin with the dreams you had of me. As a spirit, we are not restrained by physical barriers. However, without a body, it is impossible to astral project. When you slept, I was able to enter inside of your vessel and use it to launch my spiritual form out into the world to seek my physical body. I am sorry that I violated you in such a way, but it was the only way for me to find my body and make physical contact with you. By now, you are aware of the soul space, the location where each universe and reality coexist. Each universe has a set number of souls. Adjacent to your reality is another that contains someone with the same soul as yourself. In one reality, I am Surya Yanama, a Palestinian girl on the run from financial trouble. In another, I am Bella Wild, a talented musician whose only setback is the pressure I put on myself. In all realities, I am the Essentia 2000, a pan-dimensional android made of plastic, created so that I can better understand myself in all of my realities.
Okay, so what she just said was a lot to take in, right? That was a bunch of crazy shit. But it's worth noting that it seems like a lot of what she said is untrue, because actually...
I am sorry I had to take you away from your friends like that. Please bear with me as I take you on a tour of my parallel lives.
Where exactly are we going?
We are going into a very dangerous place. My dungeon of the mind. Here I will share with you my other selves. I am doing this in hopes that you will one day understand the nature of reality.
Why do you feel that I need to understand the nature of reality?
That, Alex, is something I have to show, not tell.
Cool! Finally we got a robot. So anyway, a lot of shit just went down. But what it's important to know is that everything that the Essentia just said is kind of a lie, because she is also a parallel Alex. Like, honestly, I would say she's like self-loathing disguised as narcissism thematically. And as you can see, we're about to enter into her mind dungeon, which requires us to go up here and into there, which is like a literal visual metaphor for Alex being consumed by his obsession with this fake woman, right?
I came to exist 6 years ago, in the winter of 1993. In 1993, I only knew myself to be Naila El-Amin. I was a physicist who became fascinated by the metaphysical results of my experiments.
Okay, there was a post on Onism 99 that talked about this lady, but nobody could find any proof that she existed outside of that post.
After receiving terrible news, I became increasingly depressed. In this period of struggle, I began to become aware of the space in between spaces, the soul space. I longed to leave my reality and explore the various facets of existence I had just discovered, but my body was weak, and I was going to die. I feared separation from my own body, so I created the Essentia 2000, except it wasn't that me, Naila El-Amin, who brought the plastic me into existence. I was weak, and my completion of the Essentia 2000 was many months off. But then, something incredible happened. I came to be, through the intellect of another me, of Vladimir Tsar. In that reality, I was a Russian woman with similar goals. Sounds the severe sorrow and physical fatigue. As the Essentia 2000, I explored the soul space and became aware of all the different versions of myself. The Essentia 2000, the Essentia 1999, and the yet-to-be-created Essentia 2890.
So you mean to say that Vela and Sammy share the same soul, but they are not the same person?
Essentially, yes. We have the capacity to be anything that we like to be.
Okay, so what she just said about Vela and Sammy sharing the same soul is wrong. And this is, in fact, based on the stuff that I've researched. Again, most of Hellcry's videos have factored into this heavily. Like, credit where credit is due, you know? I don't want to act like I'm coming up with some of these ideas just completely on my own. I think that, her being both Sammy and, Vela Wild is just a lie, and also a way for Alex to tie this sort of made-up, ideal, fake Galatea, essentially.
More often than not, we get to be the thing we least want to be. If you join me now, I'd like to take you on a journey. A journey so that you can better know Sammy, Vela, Nyla, and the other versions of myself. In doing so, I think you may learn something that you so desperately need to know.
Okay, so we have a lot of occult and horror imagery going on here, right? Lots of eyes. Lots of, pentagrams. I can't talk to these dudes, but they look really messed up. The etching on the glass reads, the Essentia MK0. Oh, God. Maybe these are a visual metaphor for the real people whose identities Alex is, like, claiming and bastardizing into fictional alternate versions of himself? I don't know, though. Warning, cooling system error. A face that looks much like the Essentia 2000 stares blankly back at Alex from behind the glass. Alex can hear the countless thoughts of others while staring into this model's eyes. Alex almost threw up. The etching on the glass reads, the Essentia E1. Nyla El Amin. Sorry, but I can't talk now. I have much work to do here. Key. Okay, there's kind of... there's a candle. Kind of like Gygus from Earthbound a little bit, in these, heaps of eyes and faces. Oh, cool. Phone. Oh, fight. Oh, okay. The Essentia doesn't have any power points, or whatever PP stands for. She also doesn't have any hit points. This soundtrack is like something that you'd hear in Off. Ah, hell yeah. Into the Mind. Kinda sucks that we only have 2 party members for this dungeon. Holy crap, why didn't I just do that before? That was awesome. Yeah, definitely getting, like... I'm definitely getting, like, off vibes, like the RPG Maker game, monochrome, hand-drawn. I highly recommend it. Alex looked inside of the chest. Strawberry banana smoothie. Strawberry banana smoothie. Double bacon cheddar burger. Is that all that's in here? Okay, that's unsettling. Okay. Wendy, I bet you're wondering why I'm crying, aren't you? You see, it's because I don't have any appendages. I've often been asked why a stationary object, such as a wall, would need mobility-enabling extremities. I long to travel the world, touch objects, and interface with those that I love. How can I do that if I am simply a crying wall? Now, please let me sit here in my sorrow. It's not like you can help me in any way. What will you do? Give nothing. Okay, so that is the most passive-aggressive way to ask for help I've ever heard. Red flag number 1. What music is this? Okay.
Check out my sick beat.
Oh, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. I should have used the panda. I should have just used the panda. Do that thing again. I really need to do a Xenosaga playthrough on this channel. I like robots. Robots are cool. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Cool. Damn. Nice. The skeletal hand is holding a single match. Uh... Oh, good lord. What? There's nothing to find here. The giant door... The giant door is locked shut. If only you had a key to open it. There is a book on the shelf that stands out from the rest. It reads, "Follow in the footsteps of the dead." Okay. Ghost, join me. Creepy. This Millennium... Oh, it's the Millennium Bug. It reminds me of... What was that game called? The David Cage game with Indigo Prophecy. Cool. You'll be needing this. Dungeon key number 1. Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Cerna Yamina. As humans, we're always seeking happiness. We always have something we're trying to work towards. When we get it, we're happy for a while. Then we are upset and frustrated by how little time we held on to that feeling. I was like that until I met her. Everything was so perfect, so intangible, that I just knew. Alex, have you ever been so happy that you could accept that it's only temporary? Most people can't. When everything falls into place and you are filled with pure joy and peace, you realize that it won't last forever. So when it's gone, and it will always leave you, you can accept it. After 6 months together, she died. She did something stupid, something that I begged her not to do. And when she died, I knew it was the only logical result the universe could return. How could I expect continued happiness when I was already given 6 months of pure joy? Always know when you have something good, because it won't last forever. This was the first rule of the universe that I learned, and this ultimately led to my ability to separate my soul from my body. Why did you leave me? 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 She just keeps on repeating that.
What? What's wrong with her?
It's time for us to move on. She isn't well.
Neither of you are well. Oh, this is weird. Wait. Spray paint? Flamethrower. The ultimate arson starter kit. Hold the tool button to unleash a jet of flames. Use it to light torches or melt wax. Don't try this at home. Cool. Leg. Huh. It's like me Sao, but without all the uncomfortable subtext. Subtext. Main text. Without all the uncomfortable main text. You brought me a limb? That is the sweetest thing a boy has ever done for me. But I'm still incomplete. I will not be satisfied until I can walk, lift, and pull objects around me. Please leave me to my suffering. Okay, so she's clearly using manipulative language, right?